sitting at your dining table, eating a good meal, and talking about your day with your entire family, as you're startled by your front door busting open to yelling while people force you and your entire family out of your house with nothing but what you have in your pockets and what you can carry in your arms. Then they make you board a train while the rest of your family is forced onto a bus. This was the reality for more than 110,000 Japanese Americans during 1941 when Franklin D. Roosevelt decided to relocate all Japanese descendants to internment camps in order to increase national security. While trying to make life easier for his country, he disregarded the human rights of its population. By trying to Americanize his European citizens, Franklin D. Roosevelt increased racial tensions. According to Robinson, Japanese American resettlers in New York and elsewhere faced many difficulties. This included poverty, as they made very, very little in camps, and extreme racism, as many Americans still viewed them as unequal. Many were forced to work for white families as gardeners and domestic servants for low pay and poor treatment because of racial prejudice. Throughout and after the war, Japanese Americans were seen as scapegoats. Americans began blaming them for every little inconvenience and everything wrong with their country. According to Hayashi, many blamed them for gambling problems, prostitution problems, and exuberating U.S.-Japanese relations, and deemed them as disloyal, accusing them of smuggling communist international literature to San Francisco from Japan. These blame shifts led to extreme suppression of anyone with Japanese heritage. Many families were given a week to half a day to sell all of their land and all of their belongings for as much money as they could to support them and their families in the camps. According to Waxman, while most families stayed together, many traveled with one or no parents. Anyone who tried to escape the camps would be shot by guards on sight. Families were squeezed into tiny little barracks with no plumbing, no cooking stoves, and just a small heating stove that could barely keep out the night's cold. Illness spread quickly in such close quarters and this led to death in some cases. Arrests were made without cause or explanation. According to Yamaguchi, community leaders, academics, businessmen, and teachers of traditional and martial arts were the first to be arrested. There were no exceptions due to age or health. This meant elderly women, elderly men, pregnant women, and young children were forced into the internment camps to work. While we are fighting the Nazi Germany, we are doing exactly the same thing they are. While the U.S. isn't murdering millions of people with the camps, they're uprooting them and bringing them in away from their homes for the same reason, racial purity. According to Hyde, the Nazi-led German government created camps for Jewish people and others they believed and considered undesirable. That is the exact same thing that Franklin D. Roosevelt's Japanese internment camps did. The only difference was who we held and who they held, and that Franklin D. Roosevelt's camps weren't made just for killing. Internment camps were a major cause of post-war racism towards Asians, scapegoating the Japanese people for all of their problems during and after the war. disruption of Japanese American lives and families during and after the war, numerous unwarranted arrests and accusations tarnishing people's reputations forever, as well as our country becoming our enemy and becoming exactly like what we were fighting against. My goal for this speech was to inform you about internment camps. We can't let this happen again. Treat people like people, because that is what they are.